Hello, welcome to this week's edition of Side Splitters. My name is Lyle,
And my name is Andy.
and our goal tonight is to get you to watch the stream on Saturday, this Saturday,
Just gonna jump right into promotion.
twitch.tv/Side Splitters, 1 p.m. to an undisclosed time, because we don't know when we're going to stop. It might go all night.
Yeah,
Okay.
I legit thought, because, okay, so you were running on the stream, was it yesterday or the day before?
Day before? Sunday? Yeah, sounds right.
Okay, so you were doing that, but, like, the time that I tuned in at, it was while you were watching somebody else do a speedrun of Ninja Gaiden, so it was somebody else's voice, and it didn't show, like, a picture within a picture, it just showed, like, the gameplay. So, I got confused, because I'm like, does somebody else have our name? Like, did he... was he late to the party on using Side Splitters? Like, what the fuck? And then, like, you know, I thought I made a mistake. I went out, I did a search. I was like, no, that's the only one named Side Splitters. I go back in there, and it's like, all of a sudden, now it sounds like you. I'm like, what just happened now?
I was practicing Ninja Gaiden speedruns, and there was a couple parts that I was getting tripped up on, so I was referring back to my tutorial video that I watched. That's what happened.
Yeah, it was still tripping me up. Because he had a very classy accent compared to yours.
Oh, the guy is amazing. His name is Arcus. He honestly is like the Bob Ross of speedrunning. It's really funny.
It was very peaceful, very soothing, and very unlike you. So
Yes, exactly.
I was confused.
It's one of my favorites. But anyway, we will be running Ninja Gaiden. I will be speedrunning Ninja Gaiden. At least I will be attempting to speedrun Ninja Gaiden, I should say. What else do we have in store for him, Andy?
We're gonna hook up sticks to our junk and then hit each other with it.
No, we are going to be playing Genital Jousting.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Genital Jousting is a game on Steam. It's like Mario Party with penises.
Should be fun.
Yeah, it should be fun. We're also going to be playing a game called Mount Your Friends, which it doesn't really do any justice to explain it. The best thing I can tell you is the sound effects are hysterical.
Yeah, plenty of swinging cucumbers.
Right. So, a fun thing, fun fact. You know, we probably shouldn't tell you this early in the podcast. We should make you stay a little bit for it, but we're going to tell you. We're going to blow our load right now. Here's something that's happening. Originally, Andy and Fresco, as you all know him as, were going to do a YouTube channel. What was that called?
Well, we wanted to do something called Seeing Eye Gamer.
Mm-hmm. You want to explain it to the audience?
Yeah, so, my brother is not exactly the most visually impaired person that you could ever come across.
Much like you. Much like you.
Much like me, but his condition with it is far worse than mine is. So I'd come up with an idea that I told him about. I'm like, dude, the minute you go completely blind, because he's not there yet, but he's close enough. You know, the minute you go completely blind, I want to do a YouTube channel called Seeing Eye Gamers, where you play a video game completely 100% blind, and I navigate you essentially. Just to try to see if I could navigate you well enough to be able to complete the game, whatever it may be. And of course, you know, I'd have some fun along the way because people might say, "Oh, so he's not really blind," you know, just to like give him some false information and have him try to play the game that way. Be like, you know, "Oh, I keep going down this corridor here," and he's like, "All right, well, I've been going for a while now. Are you sure we're getting towards the end?" It's like, it's a really long hallway, dude, and the entire time his character's just running right into the wall.
So, in spirit of that, we are going to be debuting some of what could have been Seeing Eye Gamers. Because here's the thing. If either one of these guys take their glasses off, they might as well be blind. Especially when looking at a video game.
Yo, it's actually really worse than a video game. I don't know how the hell dogs could stand watching TVs for as long as they did before we got, like, HD.
Right. So, with that being said, I figured we're going to give them a couple games. I only have two as of right now. One was a request by fans of the show, That would be Dota 2.
which I am so not looking forward to.
The other is, for my own personal sanctity, I'm going to be making them play Ninja Gaiden before I begin a speed run of it. This way, when they are behind me as I'm speed running it, completely tearing me apart verbally, I'll have that little bit of clip in my head that they couldn't even make it past the first level. It made me feel
I
better.
could probably make it past the first level.
We'll see.
We shall see. You know what my biggest problem with Dota 2 is? Okay, the movements are way too spastic. Like, especially with people, like, the way they click the mouse. They click the mouse like it's not working properly. Like, oh, I'm gonna click here. Wait, no, it doesn't work. I keep clicking it. Drives me insane. It's like impatience. It's like you clicking it is not gonna make the guy go any faster. Like, you want him to go here? Fine, click there once. He'll try his damnedest to get there.
Okay, most people that's probably just something out of habit. But I'm going to tell you a way that can actually improve the player. Just like in speedrunning, a lot of times runners will do a thing where they are just, waiting for something to happen, therefore jumping around, without needing to. Just completely ridiculously jumping around, all kind of crazy fun jumps and whatever else they could possibly do to look cool while they're waiting for whatever is about to happen. A lot of people refer to these things as showing off, or in the speedrunning community, they call it swag. The fact of the matter is, it's actually keeping your hands, I guess, like hot, like fired up or whatever. It's keeping them from going cold. It's keeping them from going slow. Like, it's keeping the blood running through them and everything like that. So you're able to still press buttons and inputs as fast as you have been this entire time. So I'm going to go ahead and say that that's the same argument Dota players can use. In terms of spastic movements and such, like looking around the map and all that, that's stuff that you're supposed to do in Dota. You're supposed to be aware of your surroundings and aware of what's going on in the map and everything like that. So there are logical reasons to why players do that, but I do understand what you're saying.
Is telling somebody to drink bleach also a part of the Dota 2 professional players kit?
I mean, yes. You'll find out.
Oh my god. Again, not looking forward to it, but
yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, God, for you. Totally for you. And probably the masochistic viewers that requested such a travesty.
It's going to be fun when you're guiding Fresco when he has no glasses on and you're trying to tell him what to do in Dota.
For a controller, it's a little easier. I could say, oh, down left, down right. But I gotta be like, click over there. Like, where? Click left. Click left.
It's already funny, and it hasn't even happened yet. I can't wait. So that's what to look forward to. This Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, in case if for some reason someone's listening on the West Coast or something.
Is Tennessee in the same time zone as us?
I'm pretty sure... Actually, I'm pretty sure they're not. I think they're an hour behind us.
Oh.
And I don't mean that in like an education way. I mean just, time-wise, they're an hour behind us.
Well, I mean, you don't.
I don't know if those guys actually go on Twitch or not, though. I hope they do. I'd like to see them there. Looking at you, Countdown to Geek Down. Eric, Jesse. Make me call you out. No, that'd be cool if they could make it to the stream. But yeah, twitch.tv/sidesplitters is the account. You can actually go to the channel right now. It'll show up offline, but you can follow us, and if you follow us, you'll get notifications when we go live. This is not the first and last stream we're going to have. This is the launch of our Twitch channel, essentially. Because me and Andy, I think, are going to be streaming as often as possible on this Twitch channel.
Yeah, I could probably do free weekends, because like Sundays for me are usually my kind of like relaxation days.
Sure.
And I do play video games to relax anyway, so why not broadcast it?
Yeah, and I mean, it's not like we necessarily have to be broadcasting together. Sometimes I can just log in on my own Twitch account and just moderate the channel. I'll be in chat talking with people, or vice versa with Andy.
Yeah, and I actually know the first game I want to stream too.
What's that?
I really do want to stream Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Oh, nice. That'd be a fun one.
I love that game. I haven't played it in so long. I can't even remember the last time I beat it. I think the last time I beat it was when it was on the N64 cartridge, because I played the remaster on Xbox, and I don't think I got all the way to the end. I found multiplayer mode, and that's where I stayed.
Yeah, I can't imagine I'm going to be playing Ninja Gaiden all the time. If you go to my personal Twitch account, that's probably where I'll be streaming my Ninja Gaiden runs. I'd imagine that'd be getting kind of boring just to do on the Side Splitters account. But I have plenty of games to stream and all that, and I'll definitely stream other stuff on the Side Splitters account. That can be fun. Like I said. So, look forward to that. Possibly putting up VODs on the YouTube channel, too. That we don't have yet.
I was going to ask if we had one.
Well, you know what I've been doing? I've been putting these on the podcast themselves. I've been putting them on YouTube under my own personal account. It just automatically loads to it. So I've always, threatened the idea of having a Side Splitters YouTube account, but never really needed it because we only get I'm not going to throw numbers out there, but we don't get a lot of listens through YouTube. So.
Well, yeah, definitely not compared to, cute puppy gets head stuck in toaster. Like, we can't get those kind of viewership, but...
Well, I'm referring to comparing it to our other forms of media. Just our normal Libsyn account alone gets way more than YouTube does.
Well, yeah, no, that is true. I was just thinking that, from a YouTube video standpoint, like, we cannot compete with mishaps combined with animals.
No, we can't.
We are valued lower than an accidentally falling cat.
Oh, absolutely. But because of that, I never made a YouTube account because I was just like, what am I going to do? Make a Side Splitters account for, the very small, minute minority of people that actually listen to the podcast via YouTube.
Yeah, I'll push a cat over just to get us some views.
Yeah, we get Andy. You want to kill children or kittens or something? I don't know.
I don't want to kill. Just push them over. They'll land on their feet.
But yeah, so it should be fun. Like I said, I'll probably end up making a YouTube account for us, and we can do VODs to that. That'd be fun. So. Yeah.
Oh! I could post that video of me, looking at myself without glasses on.
Actually, I have quite a few videos that we could post on that account. I've been saving. So yeah.
Have you now?
Well, there's a particular few videos of a certain someone eating tapioca pudding.
Oh man. Oh, that pudding is so good. Oh
so,
man.
There's that. And like I said, there's also there's videos that could come soon, like maybe the after Saturday happenings.
Jesus.
Me and Andy and Fresco are celebrating our 1-year anniversary.
The way that anybody celebrates anything.
We're getting plastered. It's going to be awesome. Hi, Rena. Yeah, so that's going to be fun. But speaking of things to look forward to, things coming up on the podcast, should we just go into talking about the 1-year podcast next week?
Might as well, since we're already on the topic of anniversary speak.
Yeah. So, one last time, twitch.tv/sidesplitters. Go there and follow now, and be on the lookout for us. 1 p.m. Saturday, this weekend coming up, the 15th. Next week, we have the 1-year anniversary podcast edition of our brand.
Brand's a good word. I like that.
Yeah. We are going to be doing, as usual, our regular podcast, but it's going to be a little special because it's the 1-year edition.
Oh, it's always a little special.
Yeah. So naturally, in Side Splitters typical fashion, whenever we have a special episode, we have to have on special guests. And what better special guest than the man, the myth, the legend himself, Fresco.
Naturally.
Naturally. Fresco has to be on the special Side Splitters edition. But, what if we have one that's not typically on Side Splitters? What if we have a new guest, Andy?
I'm scaroused.
Well, as we teased a little before, my father is coming to New Jersey. And apparently he has made some arrangements so that he comes much earlier than expected. Kind of like how I was born. Anyway, so he's coming to Jersey.
Oh, I was gonna say, so it was an accident.
So he's coming to Jersey next week. So he'll be on the episode, the 1 year episode, which is kind of cool. I'm like, oh, it's a special episode he'll get to be featured on. That'd be neat.
Oh man, I cannot wait to gauge his sense of humor, because I'm gonna push buttons. I know I am.
I know you are. So that should be fun. So look out for that. That'll be cool. Shit, maybe I'll even hop on the Side Splitters Twitch channel while he's here and do a little father-son streaming.
I don't know what he plays.
I don't really know what he plays neither. He used to play a lot of video games back in like the PS1 days, but he's slowed down since then. So.
Ooh, make him play Octodad.
Oh my god. I'll play Shower with Your Dad Simulator.
There you go.
Oh goodness.
Amazing.
So that's something to look forward to next week. I don't know. Should we try out the new game next week? Nah, save that for the Decasode, I guess. Yeah, definitely save that for the Decasode.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we have a new game in the works. Probably a couple more by the time the Decasode actually comes up. But there's a new one that I just thought of this week that will be debuting at the Decasode. I'll give you a little teaser. It's music related, and that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, since we finally started, using the technology that's been on the internet for, I don't know, 70 years now.
Oh, speaking of, are we going to do the one music related thing on stream this Saturday?
I mean, I suppose we could.
I say we do. We'll see how the mood goes. But Andy suggested the idea of live reaction to Kesha's new song on the stream this Saturday.
Of course I did.
So there's that.
Oh, it's so bad.
Yeah, I can't wait. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
So with that all out of the way, let's start the show here.
Oh wait, we haven't? Shit. All right, hold on. Put my pants back on. I was celebrating prematurely,
I see.
as I often do.
And that's how I was born. Thanks, Dad. Actually, would it be out of line to have my dad describe how I was born?
Oh no! See, you're getting ahead of me because I was gonna ask. Like I wanted to know like the fateful night that had my podcast buddy come into being.
Yes. Oh, I can't wait. Okay. That's funny.
And I don't want him to spare any details. Like if he was noticing any kind of blemishes on the shaft that day that distracted him slightly, or if he was debating on whether or not he was still going to be in the mood by the time he finished, or if he was like, I could finish in the toilet. No, you know what? I kind of like this woman. I might as well do it in her.
I can't wait to hear the level of disappointment when he tells you the story. Because he's told me the story.
Really?
I told you my dad has my humor.
Oh,
He doesn't
man.
care.
I don't even know the story of my conception, and to be honest with you, I don't even know if I want to.
I didn't say I wanted to know it.
I mean, it's funny. My mom can tell you exactly what alcohol my father was drunk off of when both me and my brother were conceived, but I never knew the description of the events that took place.
Oh, man. But
He
anyway,
made me call him Ticklepuss. It was weird.
he'll be here next week. Let's move on. But in the spirit of being a child and all that, Andy brought up something he wanted to talk about. You got something regarding differences between doing stuff as a kid and doing stuff as an adult?
Yeah, because, okay, so playing some of the old video games in preparation for Saturday, it got me thinking about, like, well, remember playing these old video games on the NES and systems around that era where something seemed incredibly impossible to do, and then later on when you get older, you're like, actually, wow, this is kind of easy. And then you have the other games that kind of, like, were hard back then, and they're still freaking super hard now, and you're like, man, did I just not gain any kind of intelligence over the last 20 years, 30 years, however long it was? Like, playing, Ninja Gaiden like once or twice, and it's just like, yeah, I don't remember how to do this at all. Like buttons are not as responsive as I remember like them being. I feel like just because of that aforementioned Dota 2 Twitch, like it's just like, come on, press the button, do the jump thing already. You jump so slow, do it 3 more times. Between that and just in general, not being able to kind of like grasp a situation like you did when you were a kid. I can't find anything that was easier as a kid than it is as an adult. It's always the other way around, thank goodness, because, well, no, hold on. I take it back. Physical stuff is much easier as a kid than it is as an adult. Because I swear, I don't know whether it was like the Mad Planet alignments of my metabolism being like burning super high, and my body not knowing how to make fat yet, and even though I had asthma, I still ran. Like I could have probably done track and field if I actually practiced at it.
Time out.
A lot. What?
Practiced at it. So. You had asthma as a kid?
I did, actually.
I'm not saying I'm surprised. It's just, my God, you're filling out that stereotype so much.
Right? No, socially awkward, really thick glasses, asthma.
Why is the weird 15-year-old that has gray hair already dying in the gym class right now? Well, you see, son, someone decided to throw a football at him.
Not cool,
oh,
crap.
God.
Yeah, because like as a kid, like I've never had to use my inhaler in an emergency. In fact, the only reason.
Go ahead. The
only reason I don't use it now is because I just decided not to take it anymore. Like, that was legit how I got over asthma. Like, I know they say, like, oh, sometimes kids grow out of it. It's like, I just didn't want to take the medicine anymore, so I stopped. I never had an issue.
I've always heard that the inhaler tastes like peas.
No, I would not say that at all.
Okay. Is that because you like peas and not the inhaler, or because you like the inhaler and not peas?
I like peas, but not inhalers. Actually, if anything else... alright, so this is going to probably sound like a weird question, but, who are you talking to? You ever have an ice pack in the freezer growing up?
Yes.
Okay. You ever lick it?
No. I had to think
Never.
about it. I don't
Lyle?
think...
Lyle?
I'm really thinking. I don't think I did.
Lila Beth K. Pie Fighter. Did you or did you not?
Pie Fighter!
Did you or did you not lick the ice pack in your freezer growing up?
I do not remember licking the ice pack in my freezer growing up.
Oh my god. Alright, well, for the sake of argument, let's let's say that you assumed it was food and tried to eat it and failed miserably. Okay. Remember that terrible plastic taste with that hint of chemical afterburn? Yeah, that is exactly what an inhaler tastes like.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, right. It's terrible. It's like, man, I'm trying to think of other things I licked as a kid that you probably might have.
Oh God.
Oh, those little stuffed animals with the suction cups on them that used to hang in car windows.
Oh, well, you had to get them to hang.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it tastes like that
You ever lick windows?
all the time.
I mean, yeah, like that's the insult, right? That you call someone a window licker, but let's be honest, we've all done it at least once in our lives.
Yeah, actually, it was weird. So, um, the one advantage I had with making art in the window with your spit versus waiting for to breathe fog on the window and then write on it. So uh, the spit art actually was more noticeable at all times and all hours versus the stuff that you just drew on there when you fogged it over was there until either the window got cleaned or until the next time the window would fog over. It would slightly save that shape,
Yeah.
but spit art in cars had like a natural flowiness to it. It was almost like as beautiful as one of those rivers that are drawn on Japanese paper art.
Out of curiosity,
Hmm.
your mom didn't yell at you for spit art?
Oh, all the time. We never listened.
You see, when I ask you, Andy, what did you get yelled at as a kid? Oh, I was a good kid. I didn't get yelled at for anything. And then 3 weeks later, you're just like, yeah, I used to do spit art in my mom's car. Like,
It
where?
wasn't really yelled at. She was like, why are you doing that? And I didn't have a good answer for her. I never did.
That's hard
You
to
even
believe.
asked her directly.
I know. I know. I tried getting her on the podcast. Andy wouldn't allow it. Andy has a problem with letting his family be on podcasts.
Yeah, the less accountability and evidence I have against my various actions, the better.
Right.
Yeah. So back to the original topic at hand. So yeah, the physical stuff I can't do as an adult, man. I can't
Oh,
even
right.
last
That.
like going down the road without like I feel like I'm not having an asthma attack, but I might.
But
I
I mean,
might at
how
any minute.
how was that different from when you were a kid, though? Because you said as a kid, like, you had asthma and you
Yeah,
were
but I
able to.
never needed my inhaler for an emergency. Like
Right,
it
you did
was,
say that.
I
Okay.
took it when I was supposed to take it, and that was it. So I don't know how bad of an asthma, I guess, affliction. That's the right word. That I had because it really never flared up. Um, like I could do stuff and be fine. I could have laughing fits and not die. I could even if I miss like a schedule to take my medicine, the only thing I got was like a wheeze, but
Mm.
it didn't really stop me from being able to breathe properly. It just made noise, and rather than sound like an old bed spring, I just took my damn inhaler.
Well, my other, I don't know, pet spring. My other question is, how? So you said you had track and field in the bag. Did you have anything else that you played?
Um, Believe it or not, I was actually really good at dodgeball.
Well, I mean, that's hand-eye coordination that comes with video games, no?
It does, and to be honest with you, like I don't have any kind of mental illness diagnosed, but I think that's the doctor's fault because I'm certainly not 100% clear. I don't know whether it's like an OCD thing or something like that, but I always have to keep my hands busy. Like you'll never see me with my hands sitting still at all. Period. I talk with them. I'm always like playing with something. I will not get a fucking fidget spinner though. And yeah, that's why it's in the pocket. But uh, so as a kid, what I would do a lot, because my hand-eye coordination wasn't exactly the best. I tried playing video games and stuff like that, and sometimes it would be a little more difficult to get through the stages. So, and I got tired of being picked on about like my sports performances.
Wait, so
So
your sports performance was bad then,
yeah,
but you were good at dodgeball.
yeah,
Were you good at throwing the ball or dodging the ball?
dodging the ball.
Okay, but you were not good at throwing the ball.
No,
Continue.
no, not at all. Yeah, actually, I was the reason why on several occasions that the game would have to be reset because I would be the last person on my team, and even when they had like 3 or 4 balls on their side trying to hit me with them, I wasn't
hit
getting
any of them. Oh
yeah, I
my
couldn't
god.
hit any of them. Like I was the last man standing for like 5 or 10 minutes, and like the phys ed teacher was just like, all right, restart a new game. Like he even got to the point where he said that the next person that could hit me with a dodgeball would get an automatic A. Still couldn't do it.
I mean, did you just not throw the balls at them? Because wouldn't they be able to just catch it and get you out that way?
I would always throw it low so it would touch the ground first.
Yeah, that's what happened. You threw it low, I'm sure. Not that you threw it normal, it just happened to be low.
Yeah, no, I'll never tell. Yeah, so anyway, so I kept like tossing stuff in the air a lot in my hands, like tennis balls, screwdrivers, like just anything that I could find.
Right.
And that way I could kind of gauge where something was in and out of my peripheral vision, because I only see clearly straight ahead of me. And then because of how thick my lenses are on my glasses, like when something leaves my direct view and goes into peripheral, there's a lag. There's a lag and a size change. So it's really difficult to tell depth and distance on an object when it not only changes direction, but there's also a time delay and a size change. So yeah, I had to work on that a lot as a kid. And I got to the point where I actually could reliably gauge where something was going to fall in my general vicinity. So as I got older, like high school era, I was actually able to be a little bit more competitive. Like I wasn't always last picked for like, softball or anything like that. Like I could actually hit the ball and I could still run. So that, I accomplished my goal. But yeah, that was just all me being like fidgety with my hands and shit.
Yeah, I was terrible at baseball. For some reason, I just, still to this day, I can't hit a ball with a bat. Like, I don't know what it is. It's just.
You tried throwing the bat at the pitcher?
I did. I tried everything. I tried throwing the bat at the pitcher. I tried hitting the umpire with the bat and saying, "Screw you! I totally hit that ball." None of it works. Yeah. In all seriousness, a ball is thrown to me. It can even be underhanded, and for some reason, I suck at hitting a ball with a bat. That being said, football, that's my sport. I was never exactly a long distance or fast runner. I didn't need to be in football. I mean, running is involved in football, sure. But it's only involved because you don't want to be tackled. If they can't tackle you, you don't have anything to worry about. So I would just go at my full speed, straight into people, and then they would go down. And I mean that in both sense of the words. Not only would they go down because I would, plow over them, but they would also sometimes physically jump out of the way, like onto the ground. It's, not obviously not high school football, but this was like backyard football. I did play high school football. That was fun, but that was only for 1 year. But backyard football, that was my jam. I liked it a lot. Basketball, I played in my younger years. It's kind of like Shaq. Couldn't really do a jump shot too well, but I had an incredible hook shot. Can't jump. Woody Harrelson taught us that. So I couldn't dunk. And then hockey, I played hockey in my later years. Mostly only goalie because I wasn't very good at skating. So
you were much better at taking up space than maneuvering.
Yes, much better. Soccer is not really a sport, so I don't count that.
I used to like soccer.
You would. Anyway, so yeah, you were. I'll tell you what you were. You were the kid that in gym class I would pick to be on my team because it would be that much more recognizable by the gym teacher if I can get the team of you guys to win. And I figured that out very early on in my gym career for high school. Like, I would take all the kids that didn't really speak English that well, the girls, all of them, and I would put them on my flag football team. And I would just sit back and be like, all right, here's what you're going to do. You're just going to take like 4 steps, and you're going to turn around, and the ball's going to be right in your hands. Just close your arms. And then once you have it, you run. And you run like you've never ran before. That direction.
But I've never run before.
Yeah, it was fun. And let me tell you something. When you can get a team like that to win, the gym teacher will look at you and go, "Damn, that's pretty impressive. I can't believe you got them to participate." You know. But there's a sense of camaraderie to be had when you have a winning sport team and everything that you just can't find anywhere else. I mean, you can find it some places, but not like okay. So you have video games that you play cooperatively, and at the end of the video game, you win, and everything feels great. At the end of a Dota match, if you win with other players, it feels great, and you guys are like, yeah, good job, great job, team, you did great, blah blah blah. At the end of a football game, where you just really poured literally your physical prowess all over the field.
Ew.
I mean, it's everyone else is exhausted. Everyone else has exhausted every ounce of energy, and they know that they are within defeat because there's nothing they can do. But they don't have to worry because they don't have the ball in their hand. You do. And you are heading towards the end zone. And you get across that end zone. And you score the touchdown. And that's the winning touchdown. And you can just see their face lit up as in, we won. I didn't win, but we did. And then it's just like a sense of camaraderie. Like I said, like everyone's excited and everything. It's a good feeling. You should try it sometime. Let's play football Saturday, Andy.
No. No, not on your life. I may have gained a hell of a lot more weight these days, but I am nowhere near solid enough to start throwing my weight around. And I can't run for shit now. Like I don't go into full blown asthma attack, but I think it's been a while. It's been a while. My joints might rebel on me because like my knees once they go through like certain rotations, they're like wait a minute. Is he running?
Well, what is this? We haven't seen this in years.
Right? And my lungs are like, wait a minute, this is wrong.
I thought I was done with this. You start sounding like the kid from Malcolm in the Middle. Oh man, I went to a concert recently. I think I talked about this on the podcast. I don't know, but at that concert, I started to lose track of my age. But then I was quickly reminded of it. This is a quick story.
Man, how long was it?
Here's the thing. It was an Avenged Sevenfold concert, and it was a very cheap concert, I will say, because it was a makeup concert, so it was only them and a local band that opened up for them. They were terrible. But the actual concert, I used to really enjoy mosh pits. I used to go to metal concerts all the time, and I used to get into mosh pits, and just, I was home in those things, like, I was able to exert as much violence as I wanted to, and people would cheer. It was awesome. And you did it to music you enjoyed. It doesn't get much better than that. So, I was kind of checking my surroundings out and everything, and I was with my cousin, and I was like, hey man, if they play this song, we're moshing, right? And he's just like, yeah, you want to do that? Now, he's younger than me, and he's much more fit than I am. As a matter of fact, he's like a big workout, eat healthy kind of guy. So he was just like, if you want to, yeah, we'll do that. I'm like, yeah, I want to. What I didn't realize until I got into the mosh pit, because I did go into the mosh pit, the mosh pit was on an incline. So I was already at a disadvantage. Yeah.
No, you just got to get in front of somebody. So when they're at the bottom of the hill, they know what's up.
Well, I was kind of just thinking to myself, like I was looking around and I was like, everyone around here is just tiny. Like they are just skinny and small, and all I have to do is just kind of center myself and just hold my ground. And when the music starts going and everyone starts circling around me, they're gonna run into me, and I'm just gonna like fling them off of me. And I did that for a little while, right? And I was happy. I was like, yes, this is the rush that I've been missing because my fat got in the way and I can't run as much anymore. And then next thing you know, everyone's like, all right, stop. And everyone's like, telling everyone to stop. And I'm like, what's this all about? Oh, this is, someone must have fell. This is common courtesy in mosh pits is, if someone falls, everyone will attempt to stop the mosh pit so they can get the guy back up so he doesn't get trampled and bad things happen. So I'm like, this is cool. It's nice to see that people still have common courtesy in mosh pits because I used to be very adamant about that. Like, if someone falls, don't be a dick. Like, get them back up and then have fun. Anyway,
Right.
So I was like, this is cool. They still do that. Awesome. Maybe kids aren't so bad these days. No, someone didn't fall. Someone lost their glasses. Why would you bring glasses into a mosh pit?
Right? That's just stupid.
I
know that.
I was so angry. I went back over to my spot and I'm like, oh, someone broke a nail. Can't mosh anymore. And I was just like, it was a sense of I'm not as old as I thought I was. But here's the thing. I knew in my heart of hearts, I may have looked badass to everyone else that I was with. Like, man, he's still got it. But deep down inside, I was like, thank God someone wore glasses in that thing. I was getting ready to fall over if they didn't stop it.
Oh, man.
Holy God, what was I thinking? Yeah, that was funny. But I just want to tell that story real quick. So I am, young at heart still, but my God, did the joints not work the way they used to?
Man,
Joints,
I'm
the
old
lungs.
in everything.
Yeah, everything indeed. But but going back to your original conversation about video games being difficult as a kid and easier as an adult, there are a few like that for me actually. An example would be, because here's the thing, and I don't think it's just because I got smarter as an adult. I think it's because the video games I played as a kid, I still play as an adult, like every year. I like retro games.
Okay.
So Mike Tyson's Punch-Out is one of them that stands out. Like, I played the heck out of that as a kid, and I loved it, and I still love it to this day. I tried speedrunning it. You need the actual NES and cartridge for that because there's just enough of a delay on emulators that you cannot input the things perfectly that you need to. So that
sucks.
Yeah, it does suck. But it's whatever. So yeah, that game I still do enjoy a lot. I've been able to beat Tyson as an adult. I did beat him as a kid, but not with a knockout. I beat Tyson by decision, and that's all I could ever do with him as a kid. But as an adult, I was able to beat him with a knockout, and I'm pretty proud of myself for that. Some adults can't even say that, What else is there? Super Metroid, I feel like I've gotten better with that. Wall jumps. Like, I'm able to do stuff that you're not supposed to be able to do in the game yet because you would need certain abilities. But because I am so good with, like, wall jumps and shooting things with Ice Beam and jumping on them and like, all kind of platforming in general is what I'm getting at here. I am really good at platforming. And I don't typically like to toot my own horn with things, but my God, I am great at platforming. Andy has seen my Mario Maker levels.
Yeah, and those are a little too nuts for my blood.
Yeah. I really enjoy platforming. That's kind of why I do Ninja Gaiden. Like, it's a little bit of platforming, a little bit of everything. And you're a friggin' ninja, so there's always that.
Yeah, what's not to like? You're a freaking ninja.
Yeah.
Yeah, with I mean, your first name is Dragon.
Sure, why not?
Well, I mean, it's yeah.
Weeble alert. Andy just learned what that word means.
I did, and I didn't need Urban Dictionary for it. There's some screwed up shit in Urban Dictionary.
Yeah, no kidding. Look up the last
Ever
one.
look up your own name?
I'm going to right now.
Like, you look up Lyle on Urban Dictionary.
Just my first name.
Just your first name.
Okay. What do you think is going to come up?
It's a long, convoluted thing about your personality.
Oh, well. Lyle, Lyle has an explosive personality, very funny, a great smile, and is very hot. If you find yourself liking them, you'll learn to love them forever. They'll constantly make you laugh because that is their main goal. They always want to help you. They always want to help and make you feel better. Will stick up for you, is a very loyal friend, and doesn't mind being in the friend zone because he'll either find a way out or want to stay. And he's a very fiercely loyal boyfriend and will change for you if he has to. there's some examples here. Lauren says, "Oh, I love Lyle so much," and Jane says, "Yeah, everyone loves Lyle. You're so lucky to have
Yeah.
him."
Yeah.
There's the second definition.
Yeah, there's usually a few.
Okay, second one says, highly regarded person, very cool and well hung, and is good with the ladies. Third one says, extremely gorgeous, thoughtful, kind, loving, hilarious, fun, understanding, and extremely attractive. Lyles tend to have incredible eyes and radiate sex appeal.
Wow. That's from Urban Dictionary, man. Like, that means something.
Here's a good one. Very well hung Indian man. Well.
Well, yeah, none of that's right.
Verb. To prematurely ejaculate in one's pants while hooking up with an average looking girl. Yo, last night I liled all over the place.
You know I'm gonna have to use that.
Vulgar slang for a butch gay male from the lowland Scots, Lyle meaning delightful. The bouncer, who on the exterior looked brawn, but actually was a Lyle. Okay, I like this.
And bookmark. Don't you mind what I'm doing here?
A name held in high regard in South America, used in small communities of South America as a title reward given after completing the rigorous ritual to adulthood.
Huh.
Let's look up Andy.
Oh no.
Okay. You know that feeling when you're driving fast with the top down and the wind is blowing through your hair and you've got your favorite tunes on, the sun is shining bright, trying to penetrate your shades, and you smell the ocean close by? That feeling of supreme bliss is called nothing other than Andy. He's the moon and the stars. He's fresh-cut grass on spring mornings. His voice rings true like waves crashing upon the beach. He's got a sparkle in his eye. Weird. You only have one eye, apparently. Devastatingly handsome. He's simply the best of everything you can imagine. He's a dude's dude and a lady's man. Everyone loves him. When he looks at you, you feel like you can hardly speak. You might even forget your own name. And he's far... when he's far, you feel like there's a small hole in your chest. But when you really stop to think about it, you smile huge because he's the sun brightening everything in your path, making way for happy days ahead. Best hugs ever! You'll find them with an Andy.
I'm pretty sure your wife agrees with
that. Second definition. One who has a fiery temper and no tolerance for BS. Who also keeps their emotions inside until needed. Then it's a nuclear explosion. A good friend, but will insult you when he feels like it.
I mean, most of that's right.
Excessively endowed, originally derived from the Greek andreas, meaning manly.
Manly.
Oh, here we... Oh my god, you're gonna love this.
What?
And Andy is a boy who is very self-conscious about his hair. He is funny, but most of his jokes only appear to a few people. He always tries to match, but never quite knew about style. Andy likes to talk to girls, but he never let anyone know about any relationships. He has big feet and never really matured. Okay.
That is 100% accurate.
An extremely cool and handsome son of a bitch that every woman wants to screw and every guy wants to be his friend. Well, alright then. There you go.
Thank you, Urban Dictionary.
Side splitter.
Oh no.
Sex move in which women on her side, bottom leg straight up, top leg straight up in the air. I don't understand.
I don't understand it either.
Well, we tried. Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
Thanks, Urban Dictionary. That was fun. Wasn't that fun, guys?
That was fun. That was fun. Right. Wait. See if Fresco's on there.
Oh, Fresco. Okay. Uh-oh. There we are. Fresco. Okay, here we are. Spanish word meaning either fresh or being fresh. Never to say that something is cool. The meaning will be decided by the contains of the sentence or phrase.
Really?
Yeah, it looks like it's just giving you a Spanish definition.
Oh. Well, what? Urban Dictionary, you disappoint me.
Adverb, the feeling or appearance that there is no future, everything that is happening now is all there is to life.
Wow, that's actually kind of depressing.
Yeah, that's it. And the rest is just like, chill in Spanish, the Spanish way to say cool.
Okay.
Yeah, that's literally it.
Huh. Well, that wasn't what I was expecting at all.
Me neither. Maybe
Well, at least we got cool definitions.
maybe we need a better fresco. Like, what about fresco style? Huh? Yeah? No? Okay.
No, I don't think so.
But they have them.
Do they?
Yeah.
Huh.
Looks like an option at Taco Bell that replaces cheese with a special type of salsa. Ordering something fresco style can cut the fat content by 25%, depending on the item. It's also helpful for people with dairy allergies. Alright.
Man, those people are less than people. Oh, actually, I was having this discussion with somebody at work. Actually, I think it was earlier today. They're like, like we were giving this one guy shit for being a ginger, and because I don't discriminate, and somebody had said that he's less than human. I'm like, no. If he was a ginger, vegan, and what the hell was the third one?
This is great podcast talk here.
I know, right? Try to alienate as many groups as we can. I can't remember the third thing, but yeah, no, those two things are pretty heinous enough to warrant excommunication from the human race.
God, I wasn't even listening to the first two things. I was hoping the third one was going to be good. Well, I wanted to talk about something anyway. Andy, I'm sure you've seen by now and possibly have watched, maybe not. There's a video game adaptation on a Netflix show. The show is none other than Castlevania has been made into a Netflix show. Have you seen any of it yet?
I've heard of it. No, I saw a trailer that essentially just had like one scene in it, and I know enough that it is like apparently ultra violent.
Yeah, it is incredible. Okay, so there's only 4 episodes to the entire season.
That's one complaint I get is that it's not long enough.
Yeah, I can see that. But I feel like this was something that like they were just kind of, let's take a chance on it, see how it goes, see how people feel about it, and we'll make more. I have seen that they've already been renewed for a second season, so that is happening.
Yeah, for 8 episodes.
Yeah, I've seen 3 out of the 4 episodes of season 1. I'm impressed. I liked it. It is incredibly graphic, and it's pretty neat. But then naturally they talked to the guy that wrote this one, and asked him if he wanted to do anything else, and it kind of broke my heart a little bit because his first go-to was, I would love to do a Dark Metroid series. And
really?
I know that will never happen because Nintendo will be like, nah, that's ours.
And also, apparently, he is going to be doing an Assassin's Creed series as well.
That's what I was going to be telling you next, is that he's doing an Assassin's Creed, which, I mean, I could care less about, but whatever.
Yeah, right.
It's just
like,
kind of...
pick a genre, man.
Well, I mean, it's funny, too, because the article I was reading this on was like, well, Castlevania, and the fact that he went to Metroid next is not surprising, because just like the original Metroid, the original Castlevania was pretty much the same genre. And I'm like, no, it wasn't. The original Castlevania was go through a stage, go to the next stage, go to the next stage, you're done. Metroid was open world. Now, Symphony of the Night was open world, but that was much later, not the original series.
Yeah. Yeah, which is weird because, like, I don't know, man. Like Castlevania, there are certain parts of the series that get a lot more praise than others, and there are
Hmm.
other ones that I don't think get enough praise. Like Symphony of the Night was a great Castlevania.
Yep.
Um, it was definitely my favorite of the bunch, and you always hear about like the 8-bit versions, and I'm like, no, but what about Symphony? And like the Lords of Shadow wasn't bad. It was definitely a hell of a lot better than Castlevania 64.
Oh well, let's not talk about Castlevania 64. Jesus, man. Oh, that was terrible.
God, those controls. Did I hit it yet? Did I hit it? Why didn't I hit it?
beyond that, it was also like a what what character do I want to play as? Do I have the Belmont character? I think it was Simon. Um, which your whip and all that. Then it was like some chick that you could play as or something
Hmm.
that had like weird spells. I don't remember. It was a terrible game. uh, there was also I remember a Game Informer. Actually, it may have been Expert Gamer magazine that did a review on Castlevania 64 prior to it coming out, and they were talking about having a Frankenstein-esque monster that you can play as through the entire story.
Mhm.
That had me kind of hype. I was like, oh, that's really cool. They're finally going to let you play as like a monster kind of thing. This is before, Aria of Sorrow and Symphony of the Night and all that, so, you weren't playing as Dracula quite yet. Because that's my favorite, Aria of Sorrow. That's what I wanted to get to here. I don't know if you've
Really?
ever played that one. Have you ever played Aria of Sorrow?
No.
Cool, man. That is hands down my favorite Castlevania game.
What system did it come out for?
Game Boy Advance.
Ah, okay. That explains why I didn't play it.
That game is incredible. That might get added. No, it won't get added to the stream. That's a really long game, and I'm like, no. It's great, but it's long. The neat thing about Aria of Sorrow is every time you killed any enemy in the game, bosses included, there was a chance that that enemy can drop a soul, and if you got their soul, it would give you a new power. Now think about how many different enemies there are in a Castlevania game. That's how many different abilities there was.
Wow.
It was awesome. And I mean, some of them were as simple as like regular skeleton. Okay, you kill a skeleton, you got their soul. Now you have the ability to throw bones. Cool. And then other ones were just like, I think zombies gave you like +4 constitution or something like that. Like they would just be passives. Stuff like that. And you couldn't use them all at once. You had to equip, you were only allowed to equip 3 souls at once. So, and it was like one passive, one activated ability, and one like channeled ability or something like that. It's hard to describe. But it was an incredible game. And spoiler, you're Dracula the whole time.
No!
Yep, you're Dracula.
I should have known.
You don't have to be Dracula though, which is what's so freaking awesome about it. Is because of the different, I don't know, I guess endings you could say. Uh, you can you can make it so that you become Dracula at the end, or that you don't become Dracula at the end. Because you're not really Dracula, you're not Alucard, right? You're Soma Cruz. And at the end, if you have a specific 3 souls equipped that you got and then equipped and then defeated Dracula, you are just like, well, I'm Dracula now. So there's that. It's weird. It's really weird.
Hmm.
Anyway,
Yeah, sounds that way. Jeez.
yeah, but it's a really fun game. Like story might not be the best, but gameplay is definitely on point. Yeah, so that's Castlevania. Anyway, so I would like to see more of that coming to Netflix. I like what Netflix did with the comic book stuff and all that. So I think so far they're batting 1,000 with the video games. I mean, I can't imagine Assassin's Creed's going to be good. I can't imagine Metroid's going to actually happen. But who knows, right?
Yeah, I mean, stranger things have happened.
Yeah, they're probably on Netflix by now, right?
Mm, yeah. And hey, as long as Netflix keeps making these original shows where they're like, give freedom control essentially to the directors and producers, like Netflix is hitting a lot of good buttons
Yes.
that like regular networks on TV are not hitting with their
Yep.
with their shows.
Yep.
So like they got something going here. I mean, like I can't wait to see what the next Netflix original is, and that's saying something because like normally I don't watch TV or extended runs of anything, but I kind of want to do it with a lot of the TV shows on Netflix because I enjoy a good amount of them.
Yeah, I agree completely. But speaking of enjoying things, why don't we move on to clickbait news?
Okay. Florida.
I have a Florida story. You know I do.
Of course you do.
I actually kind of sort of have two Florida stories.
Kind of, sort of.
Well, one doesn't exactly take place in Florida per se, but it does have a Florida person in it. I'll get to it. So the two of them actually, yeah, two of them are airplane based,
Oh wow, take to the skies.
and that's what I'm saying. That's not really Florida, but the third one is definitely 100% Florida. Which one you want?
The 100% Florida.
Starting off with Florida. Okay. Andy, I want you to tell me where the Monroe County Sheriff's Office find the drugs on a Florida man.
Ooh.
You know.
On the man himself?
Well, where did they find the drugs? That's all I'm going to say. Not necessarily on the man, just where did they find the drugs?
I'm gonna say the left. What the hell do they call that? Left passenger side seat.
Left passenger side seat.
Yes.
So, I don't know what you're trying to say here, but you're wrong. They, in fact, found the drugs hidden inside a Cookie Monster doll.
I mean, wouldn't you?
A stash of cocaine hidden inside a Cookie Monster doll has
That is not what C stands for.
landed a Florida man in jail on a drug charge. The Monroe County Sheriff's Office said in a news release Wednesday, a 39-year-old Camus McNair was arrested after a traffic stop in the Florida Keys involving a car with heavily tinted windows and an obscured license plate. A deputy smelled marijuana. Odor after pulling over McNair's car. See, these are horribly written. I can't not talk. It's just that these are horribly written. Anyway. He then searched a backpack in the car and found the Cookie Monster doll. The deputy noticed the doll seemed heavier than it should and had a slit cut into it. Authorities say about 11 ounces of cocaine was found inside the doll. McNair was jailed with a bail set at $7,000. Jail records did not list an attorney for him.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if I were to hide a stash, first of all, Cookie Monster would definitely be the go-to because honestly, who's gonna check Cookie Monster?
I mean, why would you not check Cookie Monster? He's the only addict out of all the Sesame Street characters.
True.
He's the only addict that admits his addiction.
No, there you go. That's the word change I need to see.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess not much to say about that.
I mean, hid your drugs in Cookie Monster. I got you.
Right. We're gonna go to the we're gonna stay on Florida's side, kind of, sorta. So this story's really long, and I'm not going through it. I'm gonna skip right to the good part. But I need you to tell me. Let's see.
You Waits.
God, I don't know how to ask this. I mean, there's really nothing surprising about this that stands out in a headline. It would be more of like what actually happened. That's kind of funny. Uh, so what did the Florida man do on the airplane? All right, how about that? We'll just say that. What did he do on the airplane?
Oh, he threw applesauce at a young woman.
No. Nice guess,
I mean,
though. It was
I mean,
yogurt.
he should.
He slung
Oh.
yogurt all over the place. No, I'm kidding. The flight attendant broke bottle over man's head during disturbance on Delta flight. Now,
Ooh, okay.
lots of stuff leading up to it. Blah blah blah. Joseph Daniel Hudak, the fourth, 23 of Tampa, Florida. Blah 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 blah. About an hour into the flight, here's the good part. While the plane was over the Pacific Ocean northwest of Vancouver Island, Hudak went into the forward restroom. He came out quickly, asked the attendant a question, and then went back in, the agent wrote. When he came out again 2 minutes later, he suddenly lunged for the exit door, grabbed the handle, and tried to open it. Two attendants grabbed him, but he pushed them away, and the attendant signaled for help from passengers and notified the cockpit by telephone. He then punched one flight attendant twice in the face and struck at least one passenger in the head with a red dessert wine bottle. As the struggle continued, a flight attendant grabbed 2 wine bottles and hit him over the head with each, breaking at least one of them. According to the one flight attendant, he did not seem impacted by the breaking of a full-liter wine bottle over his head, and instead shouted, "Do you know who I am?" or something to that extent. Now that's pretty much the whole reason I wanted to give you this story.
Do you know who I am? No, I don't. You don't? Oh, kids today.
No, see, I was looking at it more like this. Like, you just break a wine bottle over his head. It doesn't affect him. He just, "Bitch, do you know who I am?"
I'm the Juggernaut.
Exactly. It's the Florida Juggernaut. I don't know why. This story really made me laugh when I first read it. I was like, did he really just say, "Do you know who I am?"
Do you know who I am? Oh, he must not know who I am. I'm the Juggernaut.
I'll beat your ass with Charles.
Beat your ass, Charles. I'll beat your ass with Charles.
One passenger got him in a headlock, but he broke out of it. Until finally several passengers held him long enough to place zip tie restraints on him. Even then, he remained combative and It took multiple passengers to keep him restrained until the plane landed and Port of Seattle police arrested him. Blah, 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 blah. He was put in a wheelchair after the plane landed. He started yelling for help, and so he turned the wheelchair over in the middle of the airport, screaming for people to help him, just being belligerent. Cool. I just wanted to talk about the Juggernaut Florida man.
Juggernaut, bitch. I got a bitch with me.
In one final story, we have what was the only thing that the man checked in as luggage on a Perth-bound flight?
His completely understanding but never ambitious sidekick clown.
Man checks in a can of beer as only luggage on Perth-bound flight.
That's it?
That's it. 1 can of beer.
I mean, kudos to the guy for, whatever that is. Madness, I think. But hey, he can prove it out.
I actually have a few things to show you, and I'll show you after the article's read. So check this out. An Australian man has taken the advice, only pack the essentials, to a new level after checking in his luggage at Melbourne Airport on Saturday, which consisted of a single can of beer. The passenger was traveling to Perth on Qantas flight QF777 and was determined that his Emu export lager would be coming with him. The beer was tagged and sent off to be loaded onto the plane with the rest of the baggage, which the Melbourne ground staff happily did, but not until they had snapped a few packed pictures of the unusual check-in item. Dean, the man behind this ingenious idea, was thrilled to see his lone tinny arrive on the conveyor belt at baggage claim and told the Daily Mail he was unsure if his luggage would make it. My mate works at the airport, and we hatched a plan as a laugh. I half didn't expect it to come out the other end. He said, "Oh, Jesus Christ, that's the most European thing I've ever read." But when it did, it was sent out well in front of all the other luggage, so the baggage handlers obviously appreciated it.
Well, yeah, you do the identifier if you're going to waste that much, fixings.
Yeah. Dean
Might as well have fail-safes.
Dean told Unilad that when he saw a group of people standing around the baggage claim area with their phones out, he immediately knew his export had arrived. Sure enough, there she was, alone on the carousel, proudly making her way around, and there I was in my flannel and RMs to greet her. It was perfection. All right. He was prepared to file a lost luggage report if his precious cargo didn't turn up, but there was no need as it arrived in pristine condition. According to Peter Ellis of travel site Flight Mood, seeing beer come through check-in is not as unusual as one might think. Export being checked in the baggage is not an uncommon sight, so I wasn't even surprised. I've seen export being flown as far as Greece, and now that's dedication. Dean's plan was a clear success, but setting a whole new precedent for any beer-loving voyagers wishing to travel light. Made me laugh. Here's a picture of it with the airport tags on it, as you can see there. Yeah, Andy.
Yeah.
Are you with me still?
I'm sorry, I wasn't looking at the screen.
Oh yeah. Pictures of the beer that's being tagged. Son of a bitch, you weren't looking at the screen. I'm literally telling you, hey, I'm going to show you some pictures now. That tells me exactly how much you're paying attention.
Sorry.
I'm
gonna go with a sorry on this one.
It just cracks me up because it just says happening. And here's it going through the conveyor belt.
It certainly is riding a conveyor belt.
It was a slow news week, alright?
I mean, sure, I guess.
Alright.
I mean, yeah, it could ride that conveyor belt.
Whatever, dickhead. Let's just name this thing and be done with it.
Alright, so I can tell you what I was distracted with, because then we could name the episode after it.
Go ahead.
Licking windows like an artist.
Oh, so you were distracted with the naming of the episode.
Yes.
Licking windows like an artist.
Mm-hmm. Or just, window lickers are us, or...
I think the better thing is to say artistic window lickers. Because it's a play on words. And I can't say why, because then we'll get in trouble. So, that will do it for episode number 45 of the Side Splitters, titled Artistic Window Lickers.
Very nice.
My name is Lyle. My name's Lyle.
And I'm artistic.
Yeah, we're all a little artistic tonight. Oh, July 15th. Twitch TV/Side Splitters. Be there. Tons of fun stuff.
Or be square.
Yeah. Next week, anniversary episode. See you then.
Pie.
Pie?
Pie! Fight it.